Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're doing another overdue update. So hear me out. I absolutely thought that I was going to be able to get back on track, updating regularly, posting regularly, doing all the responsible YouTuber panning stuff. And then my husband brought COVID home from a business trip. Sadly, everyone in my house got it in some variation, form, or fashion. And it sucked. I wish that I could say something else, but it did. It sucked. So I apologize. I find myself apologizing a ton lately, and hopefully I can, move past that. But, life just is what it is. So I am for, I think, the third time this, not even just this year, but this summer, I'm promising you guys that I'm going to get back on track. So let's start with my Nightmare on Panning Street Project Pan update. This is a project that I'm doing in collaboration with the PANtastic ladies. It was created by Ceylon and Valerie. They are on YouTube and Instagram respectively, and I will have all of their information linked in the description box below, as well as a link to the PANtastic ladies Facebook group. Guys, seriously, if you want to join, please join us. It is such a beautiful, wonderful, supportive group over there, and I sometimes find myself getting on Facebook with only the intention of checking in on the PANtastic ladies and just ignoring everything else. So definitely check us out. Okay, this project is actually going to be wrapping up really soon. This project concludes on Halloween, which is like 3 months away. And side note, I was so excited when I went into Home Goods a couple of days ago, and they have all of the Halloween, and it took every ounce of resolve that I had not to just go bonkers and buy a ton of it. And it didn't help anything that when I came home and told my husband that, he was like, no, you should have bought stuff. And I was like, no. I mean, I will, but no. Anyway, so there are 40 prompts in this project that correspond to 40 horror movies, and I still have a long way to go. So let's talk about what products I am currently working on. And the item that has been in the longest is this right here. This is from Ceylon. This is one of their Glimmer Glows, and this is in the shade Leduce. I pulled this in for the prompt, The Strangers, something that is no longer welcome. And hear me out on this, because this is a stunning product. This is beautiful. However, this has been in this project since February with a measly 6 usage goal on there, and I have only just now finally hit that. As beautiful as this is, I never use it, which is a tragedy, but that's why I'm no longer buying this or products like it. But it is rolling out now that I've hit my 6 uses. The next item in this project I don't have with me because I actually sent it with my husband to that business trip because I figured if he could get a use on it, then I wouldn't have to use it again. But that is the dry texture spray from Moroccan Oil that I have in this project. That was pulled in for the prompt. The thing, something that you are unsure of how to use. I don't use a lot of styling products in my hair, and I have definitely learned over this year that there are things that I do not need to have in my collection, and texturizing spray is one of them. So I have not actually used it since our last update. I don't know if he used it or not. I'll be honest, until this moment, it had not even crossed my mind. A lot had happened when he got back. So it is still in this project. Eventually I'll get it back from him, and eventually I will use it up. I did, however, use up this item right here. This is from the brand Renovet, and it is their Renewing Bakuchi Cream. I brought this in for the prompt. Rosemary's Baby, something new to your collection. And this was something that I got as a free sample from Sephora using a code, and I have used it up in its entirety, scooped out as much as I could. It was fine, I'll be honest. I didn't love it. I didn't enjoy the smell. but I didn't hate it either, and I really found that it didn't make any sort of noticeable difference to my skin. So I certainly would not be purchasing a full size of this at a whopping $95. So this is going to be rolling out as well. I am also working on this right here. This palette is from Revolution. This is their Forever Flawless Enchanted palette. This came in for the prompt, The Grudge, something you wish you hadn't purchased. And I still very much feel that way. This was an impulse purchase at Marshall's, and I have told myself that that is not something that I should be doing because it just more often than not isn't worth it, and sadly this falls into that category as well. I do like the color story, it's just the formula. I just don't get on well with the Revolution formula, so I have used every single pan in this eyeshadow palette, and therefore I can roll it out and likely be decluttering it from my collection. I have a niece who's in high school, so I tend to send makeup her way so that either she can keep it or pass it off to her friends, and it works out really well that way. So that is now completely rolled out of this program as well. On the last update, I brought in 2 new items. I brought in this Bite Beauty little mini lipstick in the shade Sweet Cream. I brought this in for Fright Night, vampire themed, Bite Cosmetics. I think a lot of people are doing this. I have a goal of using it 66 times. It's a really, really pretty, very summer forward color. In fact, let me give you guys a little bit of a swatch here. Just this really pretty sort of orangey pinky coral shade. I do like it. It is definitely very intense against my personal skin tone. As I said, I do have a goal of using it 66 times, and I've used it 6 times since bringing it into this project. So we definitely have a ways to go, and I really want to push through as much as I can, at least in August, because we are moving into more fall type of season, and this is probably not the most fall appropriate color, so I really want to try to get these uses pushed through as quickly as I can. But realistically, I'm probably not going to get to 66. During the time that I had COVID, which was a almost 2-week time period, I didn't wear makeup at all. Certainly not anything that went on my lips. I have a tube of lip balm that you squeeze out. So that is something that I would squeeze out onto something else and then apply it with my finger so that I could try to keep things as sanitary as possible. But something like a bullet lipstick absolutely was not getting any usage. So I certainly dropped the ball there, but I'm still going to push through and get as many uses on this as I can. But I understand that realistically 66 uses in the time that we have remaining is probably not going to happen. But we'll see. We'll try. And then the final item I rolled in for the Invisible Man, which is, I think, a product that makes you disappear or something like that. But I brought in my Garnier Micellar Water. It's also clear, which I thought felt pretty appropriate. I'm trying to use it down to the M on this packaging, and we are now here. Let's see if I can, there we go. So that's where we are. I have used this 23 times since rolling it in, and I'm getting a little nervous about my choice there as well. Not that this isn't something that I'm not going to be using on a daily basis or near daily basis, but I think I underestimated just how much liquid is in this bottle. This is the largest bottle that they sell. It is 700 milliliters or 23.7 fluid ounces. So the 23 uses that I have used got me just this small distance. So we'll see. We'll do our best, right? So what that means is that we are rolling in 3 new prompts, and I do finally have my Pretty Random app back up and running. So let me first, hold on. Let me make sure that I don't have any re-rolls, because I think I did that properly. Okay. So let's pull in 3 new. Alien, I think. Yep, Alien. Carrie. and poltergeist. So let me go find items that correspond to those prompts, and then we'll talk all about it. All right, we have all 3 products picked to correspond to all 3 prompts. And this first one, Alien, was 100% the hardest one for me to come up with something. So the prompt that correlates with the movie Alien is something one of a kind. You guys know I have a stupidly large makeup collection, so finding something that was actually one of a kind was difficult. I actually found 2 items that were one of a kind, and I ultimately ruled out my one and only cream bronzer because I'm working on 2 other powder bronzers, and that was just trying to fit everything in was a little bit difficult. So I went with my NYX glitter primer. I use this basically every day, so this is 100% a cheat product. But it is the only glitter primer that I own, so that is what we're going with. And I'm going to use this baby 66 times before rolling it out, which I absolutely feel is 100% achievable, given the fact that I use this with literally every shimmer eyeshadow that I own. So as long as I'm back to doing my makeup on a regular basis, that should be fine. The next prompt that I got was poltergeist, was Carrie, which is something that is a sin not to have in your collection. And my friend, SPF is a sin not to have in your collection. So I pulled this one out right here. This is a sample of the Innisfree Daily UV Defense Sunscreen. It's only an SPF 36, but I'll be honest, I think all of the SPFs that I currently have are 30 and under, so I did go ahead and go with that one. I'm almost finished with this little one right here, so I didn't bring it in, but basically I'd like to get both of those finished off, but the only one I'm going to be tracking is this one right here, so we are going to finish that in its entirety. And then the last item was for poltergeist, and that is something that is always here, a must-have. And for me, I chose a powder. I am someone that, even though I have balance to dry skin, I set my makeup with powder every single day. It is just who I am, and I'm fine with that. So I chose a little bitty sample of, what is this? This is the KVD Lock-It Setting Powder. It's just a little one. It will probably still take me a little while to finish it off because even though I use powder every single day, I don't use a lot of it. So I'm currently working on a different mini powder, which I'm thinking will probably be used up pretty soon. So again, I didn't want to pull it in when it's kind of hopefully nearing its completion. So I pulled in this one instead, and this is the one that I do want to get finished up completely. So there we have all of the products that I'm going to be working on in this project. Please make sure to check the description box and check out all of the lovely panners that are working on this project and show them some love because I know that they would appreciate it just as much as I do. As always, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.